I've just said earlier, Alex, they're Tottenham, there they are in 4th spot, just 2 points above Newcastle, who've got a couple of games in hand. This is a bizarre... sacking your manager with no one to come in when you're in a Champions League spot, this could easily go all wrong.
It's a circus, quite frankly. They've got no manager. They've got their star striker, who clearly will be looking to move again this summer. Harry Kane at the moment showing no real inclination to sign a new contract, and who can blame him? And now they've got a sporting director who effectively is banned from being a sporting director. I've got to say, we waited all day for Tottenham to react to this news from FIFA. When the statement did finally emerge around about 8 o'clock last night, I thought it was weak. They pointed to the fact that FIFA hadn't given them any prior warning before making the announcement that the ban originally that was only stopping Paratici from working in Italy had been extended worldwide. Well, they did get warning, Tottenham, because he was already banned.
Exactly, they knew he was banned
in one country.
Yeah.
So they should have seen this coming. It's naive in the extreme not to have done so. They're looking for clarification. Well, they can look for all the clarification they want. The clarification is the guy you've employed to oversee your transfer policy, to effectively oversee your hunt for the latest manager on Daniel Levy's watch, is not allowed legally now to do either of those things. Now, it is subject to appeal. He may get off. I would say it was unlikely. And you look at the Juventus reaction compared to Tottenham's, their entire board resigned when they were found guilty of false accounting. So the fact that Paratici has been allowed to continue in his job, I think is negligent by Daniel Levy. I expected a statement to at least say that he'd been put on gardening leave. I know they're taking legal advice. I know that he's been sidelined anyway. So inevitably he will leave the football club, but I thought the statement was weak. I agree with the Spurs fans. I agree with Paul Hawksby. They're being taken the mickey out of, basically, by Tottenham, and it is going to have a detrimental effect, I think, in terms of qualifying for the top 4. And if they don't finish in the top 4, if they don't get in the Champions League, they can forget about Nagelsmann. Maybe they can even forget about Mauricio Pochettino, because those high-caliber managers, Luis Enrique already seems to have ruled himself out and not going to take the job. And they're looking at this situation. Probably if you're Julian Nagelsmann, you're thinking, do I really want to be a part of that? I'd run a mile if I was Nagelsmann.
Of course you would, Crookie. I'm looking at it, and I don't know who it was, but somebody used the word circus. That's effectively what it's been the last 2 weeks. I even get back to Conte's statement. I did cut him a little bit of slack after it. Conte's statement come back down from Burnley ages ago. But the one, I don't have any doubt in my mind that he knew exactly what he was doing when he made his last statement. Tottenham, they're going to. I think they're going to struggle to get a top coach to replace them now after what's happening at the club.
Yeah.
You make a great point, Crookie. If you're Nagels, when you're saying what's going on there, I mean, you've got Harry Kane's situation as well. They're all over the place, mate.
They really are. And actually, what this probably now means is that Daniel Levy will have even greater power when it comes to appointing a successor for Conte. If you look at his record over the last couple of decades, I'm not sure if I was a Spurs fan, I'd be particularly confident about that. I think the only 2 decent appointments that he's made are Harry Redknapp and Mauricio Pochettino. Every other Spurs manager, be it Mourinho, be it Espirito Santo, be we go right back, they've all underachieved, and I would include Antonio Conte in that. So I think what we know about Daniel Levy is that he's not particularly good at hiring managers, and I think that's a big cause for concern as well.
Now, and Pochettino's here. He doesn't have a contract. He's free. Wouldn't that be? Wouldn't you be talking to him now? To the end of the season at least, and say,
if you wanted him,
yeah. They've got to make European football, Spurs. It'd be a disaster if they fall out of that top 4.
It would, and I've said it before, I think they're gambling on their top 4 hopes by not appointing a permanent manager,
Correct.
by putting Conte's assistant and the very inexperienced Ryan Mason in charge. And they've got some tough games coming on the horizon. I mean, Everton away, which is live on talkSPORT on Monday, that's not going to be easy. Sean Dyche has improved Everton. Goodison is becoming a tough place to go. But you look further ahead, there's a run of games at the end of April. Manchester United, Newcastle, Liverpool, back-to-back. They're the teams they're competing with for the top 4. If they come up short in those games, they might not even get to May with their Champions League hopes still alive. So I think what we need now from Tottenham, I mean, I've not even mentioned the fact that 24 hours before this announcement from FIFA, Paratici was being rolled out on their social media channels as the sort of spokesperson for the club, addressing the fans, addressing the players, calling for unity. I mean, that must be the worst time public statement in the history of football. Daniel Levy, who doesn't like doing media interviews, he needs to come out now and he needs to tell these Tottenham fans, this is my plan, because all the time that he's in hiding, it just adds to the uncertainty and the unrest at the ground.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Alan Brazil. Thursday and Friday morning, 6 till 10. On AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.